Welcome to Pastor Andrew's Inspirations. If you enjoy these videos, please click on the red subscribe button below and the bell for more. Welcome to our online church, a congregation made up of many from around the world. No offering is necessary. Subscribing and watching videos will keep us alive under God's watchful eyes. Today we will be learning about the ancient city of Jerusalem. This is part 6. During the 1948 war, the Jewish residents of eastern Jerusalem were barred by Jordan's Arab Legion. Jordan allowed Arab Palestinian refugees from the war to settle in the vacated Jewish quarter, which became known as Harat al-Sharaf. In 1966, the Jordanian authorities moved 500 of them to the Shua'fat refugee camp as part of plans to turn the Jewish quarter into a public park. In 1967, notwithstanding Israeli pleas that Jordan remain neutral during the Six-Day War, Jordan, which had settled a defense agreement with Egypt on the 30th of May 1967, attacked Israeli-held West Jerusalem on the war's second day. After hand-to-hand fighting between Israeli and Jordanian soldiers on the Temple Mount, the Israel Defense Forces seized East Jerusalem, along with the entire West Bank. On June 27, 1967, 3 weeks after the war ended, in the reconsolidation of Jerusalem, Israel stretched its law and jurisdiction to East Jerusalem, including the city's Christian and Muslim holy sites, along with some nearby West Bank territory, which included 28 Palestinian villages, uniting it into the Jerusalem Municipality, although it carefully avoided using the term takeover. On the 10th of July, Foreign Minister Abba Eban explained to the UN Secretary General the term takeover, which was used by supporters of the vote, is not accurate. The steps that were taken by Israel relate to the incorporation of Jerusalem in administrative and municipal areas, and serve as a legal basis for the safety of the holy place or holy places of Jerusalem. Israel conducted a census of Arab residents in the areas annexed. Residents were given permanent residency status and the option of applying for Israeli citizenship. Since 1967, new Jewish residential areas have mushroomed in the eastern sector, while no new Palestinian neighborhoods have been created. Jewish and Christian access to the holy sites inside the old walled city was reinstated. Israel left the Temple Mount under the jurisdiction of Islam, but opened the western wall to Jewish access. The Moroccan quarter, which was located adjacent to the western wall, was displaced and razed to make way for the plaza for those visiting the wall. On the 18th of April 1968, an expropriation order by the Israeli Ministry of Finance more than doubled the size of the Jewish quarter, evicting the Arab residents and seizing over 700 buildings, of which 105 belonged to Jewish inhabitants prior to the Jordanian occupation of the city. The order designated these areas for public use, but they were intended for Jewish alone. The government offered $372.48 Canadian to each displaced Arab family. That's the exchange on 200 Jordanian dinars, as stated on the 15th of June 2023. After the Six-Day War, the population of Jerusalem increased by 196%. The Jewish population grew by 155%, while the Arab population grew by 314%. The proportion of the Jewish population fell from 74% in 1967 to 72% in 1980 to 68% in 2000 and to 64% in 2010. Israeli Agriculture Minister Ariel Sharon suggested building a ring of Jewish neighborhoods around the city's eastern edges. The plan was meant to make East Jerusalem more Jewish, to prevent it from becoming part of an urban Palestinian bloc, which stretched from Bethlehem to Ramallah. On October 2, 1977, the Israeli cabinet approved the plan, and 7 neighborhoods were then built on the city's eastern edges. They became known as the Ring of Neighborhoods. Other Jewish neighborhoods were built within East Jerusalem, and Israeli Jewish also settled in Arab neighborhoods. The capture of the East Jerusalem was met with international criticism. The Israeli Foreign Ministry disputes that the capture of Jerusalem was a violation of international law. The final status of Jerusalem has been one of the most important areas of discord between Palestinian and Israeli negotiators for peace. Areas of disagreements included whether the Palestinian flag can be raised over areas of Palestinian custodianship, and the specificity of Israeli and Palestinian territorial borders. The Jerusalem City Council is a body of 31 elected members, headed by the mayor, who serves a 5-year term and appoints 8 deputies. The former mayor of Jerusalem, Yuri Lapoliansky, was elected in 2003. In the November 2008 city elections, Nir Barkat was elected. In November 2018, Moshe Leon was elected mayor. Apart from the mayor and his deputies, city council members receive no salaries and work on a voluntary basis. The longest serving Jerusalem mayor was Teddy Kollek, who spent 28 years or 6 consecutive terms in office. Most of the meetings of the Jerusalem City Council are private. Each month it holds a session that is open to the public. Within the City Council, religious political parties form an especially powerful faction, accounting for the majority of its seats. The headquarters of the Jerusalem Municipality and the mayor's office are at Safra Square on Jaffa Road. The municipal complex, comprising 2 modern buildings, 10 renovated historic buildings surrounding a large plaza, opened in 1993 when it moved from the old town hall building built by the Mandate authorities. The city falls under the Jerusalem district, with Jerusalem as the district capital. 37% of the population is Palestinian. In 2014, not more than 10% of the tax revenues were allocated for them. In East Jerusalem, 52% of the land was excluded from development, 35% designated for Jewish settlement, 13% for Palestinian use, almost all of which was already built on. This was the ancient city of Jerusalem, part 6. Please stay tuned for part 7. Adonai Nisi, the Lord is our banner. Remember, if you like these videos, please click on the red subscribe button below and the bell for more notifications. God's blessings be upon this message and us all.